like sports? Do you like beer? Do you love sports and beer? Then you're exactly where you need to be. This is the Huebs Views Brews show on 1252 Sports Chicago. Cheers.
Hey everyone, welcome on in. Welcome to Huebs Views Brews. FatMike with me, as he always is, usually on these Mondays after Bears games. And I'm sure if you're a Bears fan, you're not really happy, or maybe you are because they lost. I hate you people. I hate you people that think they lost and they get a higher draft pick. They're going to trade down anyway because that was Mike's idea a little while ago. We are live, as always, from the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill 159 Studios in beautiful downtown Lockport. They lit the tree on Saturday. Lots of stuff going on in Lockport as we approach the holidays. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was, you know what? It was pretty good. It was pretty good. The thing that
did you bet on football?
You know what? I did a little bit. I actually did win a little bit. I took the Lions to cover.
Okay.
I won that game, and I took Minnesota on the money line, which I won that game. In total, I won about $48 I won.
Okay.
So I got enough to play this week and enough to play next week.
Here's what happened to me. I had Detroit to cover. I had Minnesota, and I had the Cowboys -10. Oh, so you won. What happened on the last play of the game?
Oh, no.
Giants scored to make it 8.
Oh, no.
I had a three-leg parlay and lose in the final second. I was hoping the clock would run out, but then they just allowed the guy to score. You know,
that's a bad beat there.
It was an awful beat. Absolutely awful beat.
It's a bad beat.
Yeah, it was a bad beat. Yesterday was a bad beating that the Bears took from the New York Jets. Absolutely brutal. Now, going into the game, we knew that Fields was not going to play. And I wasn't on it. I wasn't watching pregame shows, and I also wasn't on the internet or anything. I didn't know that Simeon actually had an oblique injury in workouts.
Yeah,
before the game.
Yeah, before the game. Yeah, I guess he injured his oblique during warm-ups prior to the game start. And it was up and down all over the place. I'm like, who the hell's starting this game?
Yeah.
If it's Nathan Peterman, if it was Nathan Peterman,
right,
I wasn't even going to tune in.
Well,
because that dude stinks.
And Simeon, for a guy with an oblique problem, actually played pretty well.
And I guess he said yesterday in his post game, he's like, listen, there's guys out here that are dealing with much more hurting injuries than I am.
Yeah.
And, he's like, it's just a matter of, can you tolerate it?
Right.
And he went out there and he performed pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, for
especially,
what it is.
Especially the first half.
Right.
The offensive line, which is all just thrown together because Riley Reef got hurt and Borum came in and Borum screwed things up and Schofield had to go over there and play.
And Borum got hurt.
Yeah. All kinds of weird things. But he only got sacked twice in the entire game against a pretty good Jets defense. And the Bears were able to move the ball in the first half. They lose 31-10. And injuries got worse. You knew you were without Fields, Brisker, and also Kyler Gordon. They both have concussions. And then during the game, Eddie Jackson goes down. Now, Eddie Jackson went down with a non-contact injury. But this was after he allowed a pass over the middle where he hit the guy. He didn't wrap him up, and the guy went for 28 more yards. And I put it on Twitter, and the guy goes, just relax. And I said, no, not relaxing. Eddie Jackson can't tackle. He just hit the guy. Guy spun around for 28 more yards.
Right.
That's brutal. Now, I don't want anybody to get hurt, okay? Eddie Jackson has played better this year. He did miss an interception that he could have had. Adams also missed an interception on a pass. But the Bears defense not doing well, obviously. And Mike White, not the old coach from Illinois, a young guy who actually played well last year when he came in, was throwing the ball all over the place. Throws the ball for 315 yards, 22 of 28. And they're talking, Joe Davis, the announcer, who I really don't like, and we get stuck with him all the time. He's starting to be, he must be hanging around and watching Jason Benetti highlights or something, because he's trying to make everything funny. Every single thing he's trying to make funny. But he keeps talking about how the Jets offense and passing offense is doing so well. They didn't have Brisker. They didn't have Kyler Gordon. And then during the game, more guys get hurt. Eddie Jackson goes down with an injury. It's crazy, but of course they're going to be able to throw the ball. The Bears aren't able to get pressure on the quarterback. And sure, Mike White was going to have a good game. He did. All of their receivers stepped up, and the Bears lose badly. It was nice seeing David Montgomery.
It was.
Yeah.
He finally kind of came out and showed out a little bit yesterday. I don't know how much of that has to deal with Khalil Herbert still with a nagging injury or whatnot, but he did have a nice game yesterday, both in the passing game, both in the rushing game. The one thing I noticed a lot, too, is they were trying to get the receivers involved a little bit more yesterday, especially with
Claypool,
Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, even Velus Jones, who I cannot stand. They were trying to get him involved a little bit more too.
And they also look at it. Byron Pringle, who has not played well, made 2 ridiculous catches, including the touchdown in the end zone.
Yes.
Okay. How he pulled that ball away from the defender was amazing. He made another really good catch, and they were talking about him on the broadcast. He has dropped several balls this year so far. Equanimeous St. Brown did not play a lot because he got hurt, kind of banged up. He played the most at the receiver position for the Bears. So there were injuries everywhere, and a lot of talk after the game because of non-contact injuries. I mean, every play it seemed like there was a guy going down or staying down.
Yeah.
And they talked about the artificial turf.
They said the field up there was atrocious.
Yeah.
They're saying it was absolutely terrible. We're privy to this here in Chicago because our field stinks.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yesterday with that constant spitter-spatter, it was just heavy enough to make everything slick.
Yeah.
It was one of those games where, you know, you're hoping that one of your guys don't go down like in Eddie Jackson form, non-contact. You get to keep your fingers crossed for something like that. It was just bad playing conditions yesterday. Both teams at the playing it, but you know, it's
yeah. We hear that a lot with both teams had to play in it. Well, they do, but also the Jets are used to playing on that kind of condition. Maybe you use different cleats. Maybe you use different,
3/4 inch to half inch or whatever.
You use almost none. Maybe you use a gym shoe type thing, which is really small cleats, and to get the traction, the ones you used to have, the like coach's shoes, where the whole bottom just has little nubs.
Like track cleats, right? And Yurko always talks about this too. In different formats and in different weather conditions where he used to play. If it's snow outside, I got to get past that snow and not pack the bottom of my shoe.
Right.
That's what Yurko always says. So it's take it from somebody who's actually played the damn game.
That's right.
It goes a long way on what you wear out there. And listen, if you're not geared up to the situation, geared up for the weather conditions, you can really, really hurt yourself.
We were watching the game. Linda, my girlfriend, and I were watching the game. And the first half, Robert Saleh, the coach of the Jets, had a hoodie sweatshirt on. And it looked just soaked. The second half, he had a hoodie sweatshirt, but it was rain retardant or water retardant because water was all beating up on the thing.
There you go.
Which was actually, they probably all changed at halftime because they wore sweatshirts and they just got soaked and drenched because of the rain. And it did rain quite a bit in the game, but the Bears have now lost 5 in a row.
Yes.
They've lost 8 of 9.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about Justin Fields? They kept Fields in as a questionable all the way up until
game time.
Pretty much all the way up to game time. What are your thoughts on
it? They cut them yesterday after the game, they said that they're going to keep them day-to-day and questionable going forward. And this is actually a question I wanted to ask you. Should the Bears sit Fields for the remainder of the season? Now, we said we got Green Bay here. We got – who the hell? We got
the Eagles, the Bills, at Detroit, and then Minnesota. 4 of the last 5 games are all at Soldier Field.
Tough games. Well, they're tough games, and I say honestly,
they're real tough games.
I say you sit them. I say just sit them the remainder of the year.
Okay, I'm not that way, and I know Brian Urlacher years ago, and I think we talked about this about a month or so ago when Brian Urlacher was playing for the Bears. He had an injury, and he came back with like 1 or 2 games to play in the season. People said, "Why are you doing that? The season's almost over." He said, "I get paid to play football," and he says that's what I'm going to do. I'm healthy enough to go and play, and if the Bears can get him. Fields healthy enough and he feels he can go, I say put him out there. I say rest him against the Packers, then I'll have the bye week. So that'd be 3 straight weeks he won't be playing.
Right.
And then bring him back against the Eagles. It's
a very tough defense that gets after the quarterback.
Sure.
That can ruin your season. that could ruin your pick for next year, that could ruin your
Well, that could ruin your pick for next year. If anything, it'll make it better.
If he goes out there and breaks a leg like Alex Smith, it'll ruin your pick for next year.
Yeah.
You're going to have to be drafting something else. I want to see them be contenders. All right.
Well, I think everybody does in the future.
Right now, you ain't going to see it. So why not? I mean, you're going up against the Packers are not a playoff team, but the next three out of the 5 teams that you're playing are playoff teams. Yep. They're going to be in the mix. They're going to be hunting down in the AFC and the NFC, whether it be the Eagles, the Vikings, the Bills, or just the Bills.
Right.
So, but it's just protect this kid. I don't want to see him going out there and getting his head ripped off by either Von Miller or whoever the hell else is on that Eagles defensive line.
Yeah.
The Vikings are more the same way. They're going to be fighting. They got a lot to prove here in the NFC.
Right.
Don't risk this kid. If you want to see this kid next year, let him do his thing. Make sure he's healthy going into next year. Who knows? It's a AC joint in his shoulder.
Yeah.
He potentially may need surgery on that.
But
nobody knows.
It's his non-throwing shoulder.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't.
You buckle it up, you put the harness on, and then go from there.
But it's different. It is different. It's the comfortability of the quarterback going forward. If he's not comfortable with it, he's not going to play.
Yeah.
You don't want to see something like Derrick Rose where it's like he's cleared to play, yet doesn't play.
Yeah, well,
because he doesn't feel good.
Now you just brought up awful memories.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So make sure this kid's healthy going into next year. Do what you got to do with your $134 million in cap space. Do what you got to do with whatever pick that you finalize at. Right now, they're sitting at 2. Do you trade up and to trade down in the draft?
Right.
Get a couple picks.
Yeah.
I always mix those two up, trade up, trade down, but trade up into the draft into the higher picks. Maybe you can get 2 first rounders, maybe one for this year, one for next year, and a second rounder for this year, where you have 1 first rounder at 11, a second rounder at 35, 36, 37, paired up with your second rounder and a first round for next year, where you have 2 first rounders. Don't be stupid. Don't risk this kid's future. Let the kid sit. That's my opinion.
I'm pretty sure that he feels the same way as Urlacher did, as I mentioned. If he's healthy, he's not going to just sit on the sideline and wait for next year.
He's tough.
Right. He's tough. He's going to want to play. And I don't know if the Bears are going to protect him from himself. But like I said, I think the best thing they could do is rest him this week against the Packers and then try to bring him out. He's got the bye week after that. Bring him out against Philadelphia. Have Trevor Siemian ready to go and, see how things go. And, at that point, look, you were rattling off the teams. The Eagles right now, 10-1. The Bills right now are 8-3, tied with Miami. And the Vikings are 9-2. So three of the 5 remaining games were against first-place teams right now.
And not only first-place teams, but 3 teams with formidable defenses. I mean, that's where they're going right now. The Eagles, they have the best offensive line in football.
Right.
But they also have a really stacked defensive line and defensive secondary. The Bills, Von Miller can kill you.
He got hurt the other day. I'm not sure what condition.
The ghost of Von Miller can kill us.
Yeah.
And then everybody on the defensive end on Minnesota has been awesome. It's not just the offense up there with Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and Delvin Cook. There's a lot of stuff keeping that team in games. Now, I do have this. I want to ask you this. Now, this is my personal opinion. Okay. If he's going to play any of the next 5 weeks, whether it be Green Bay, Eagles, Bills, Lions, or Vikings, the game I want to see him play is against the Packers, because that's the least of your opponents right now. They stink just as bad as the Bears. They're 1 game better than the Bears, and it'll give a little bit of hope for Bears fans if they go out there and Justin Fields goes out there and performs and wins that game, because the Packers stink.
Yeah, they are bad.
They don't have anything good.
They scored a lot of points yesterday.
Their defense stinks. Their offense stinks. Everything stinks about that
team. Their receivers are starting to catch the ball, which they didn't do early in the year. But you saw that Rodgers got hurt a little bit yesterday.
Yeah. He's broken thumb. Whatever he's got. Yeah,
his man bun got hurt or something.
Yeah, his man bun pulled a ligament.
Yeah, and speaking of that Packers game, right, as we take a break, and I didn't open my beer yet. We'll open the beer when we come back for the second segment. But if you're looking for a place to watch for you.
Yes, we're going to be live next week at the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill on 159th. Fred and I are going to be doing the pregame, halftime show, and postgame there.
Yep.
Make sure you get your asses on up there and hang out with us. It's going to be another great time. Great food. You're going to have breakfast again.
I'm good. I love their breakfast. They have these breakfast sliders. Just amazing stuff. And it's funny because we talked to the owner.
Yes, Mark.
Right?
Yes, Mark.
We talked to Mark, and Mark said he made it one day at home, just sitting around because he was tired and drunk. And he said he brought it to the restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. You can get a half order, a full order, the full order, more than enough. Half order, probably enough, but it was a long game. So I figured.
Last week I saw that they had biscuits and gravy. I'm going to do the biscuits and gravy.
And you had the wings.
I had the wings. The wings were excellent. They were awesome. I've had way too much poultry in the last week.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I've literally, if I have any more turkey or chicken or anything like that, I'm going to turn into I'm going to.
So you have to have something else.
So I'm doing sausage and gravy. And
there you go.
The whole 9 next week. But
there you go.
We're going to be there. It's going to be a fun time. Make sure you guys get on out there.
We'll start it. We'll be there by 10:30. We'll start at 11 o'clock.
Yes.
If you can't make it out there, you can watch our pregame leading up to the Bears and the Packers, and we'll be there to watch the game all day long. Great place. TVs everywhere. All the other games are on. So we have a great time. That's at the Whistle Sports Bar, 159, coming up on Sunday.
And we're going to be doing more stuff up there too.
Yep. We're going to do another one later.
These guys are awesome. These guys are awesome.
They're the guys that allow us to have the studio here.
Yes.
Because of the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill, we're able to have this studio.
We're able to have this beautiful place right here.
We come back, we're going to talk more about football. We got other stuff to get into. I'm going to open my beer. We got a lot of stuff to do, so don't go anywhere. Huebs Views and Brews, Fred and Mike right here on 1252 Sports.
Hello, this is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the FatMike ChicagoSports Show, as well as the 1252 brand, because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend, or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's Nikivy brewing.com. Come in today for a fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
Fuzzy football, are you ready, brother? Real football action on a glossy game surface played shuffle style. Slide a shuffle puck at pass or run targets, and a free mobile app keeps track of every game detail. Easy to learn, but this game of skill is difficult to master. Take care of the ball, or turnovers will kill your drive. The game is guaranteed to get your competitive fire burning, and it's perfectly sized to take anywhere. The park, a barbecue, your next tailgate, or fun at home on game nights. Fuzzy football is simply the best, most realistic and competitive game of football available anywhere. Add defense when your skill improves and take the game to the next level. The perfect mix of fast action and real football drama, where a last-second Hail Mary can break hearts or make champions.
Stagecoach in Lockport has a unique menu from fresh salads and burgers to venison and steak sandwiches. We feature plenty of appetizers and desserts for a perfect way to start or end your meal. Come into our country western bar and dining room or relax outside on our patio sitting in the heart of downtown Lockport on State Street. We can accommodate both small gatherings and large parties. Offering 16 different beers on tap, frozen margaritas, an extensive bourbon and whiskey menu, and our famous Bloody Marys, you cannot go wrong at Stagecoach. And if you're feeling lucky, come try DJ Bingo on Tuesdays or our Big Pay slot machines all week. Stagecoach is located at 1028 South State Street in Lockport, Illinois. Everyone is a friend at Stagecoach. Hope to see y'all soon.
Welcome back in. It is Huebs Views and Brews, day after another Bears loss. These shows are fun when the Bears win.
They are.
Unfortunately, it's only happened 3 times this year, and it probably will only happen one more time this year. Maybe. Yeah, they're lucky because Detroit's playing some good football. I like watching Detroit play. I really do.
They should have won that game yesterday, to be honest with you.
Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
Right.
They should have won that game on Thanksgiving, yeah.
I know. I had to double check and make sure they didn't, because I thought they played really well, and their defense stepped up. And Buffalo's is stretched now where they're not playing as well as they can.
One thing I will say about the Detroit Lions, this is me looking as an outside, as a football fan, not a Bears fan. I really hope they do not fire Dan Campbell.
Oh, they can't.
He has that team, and there's rumors on the rumor mill
I know.
going about they're going to can him at the end of this year. And that guy, he is like really, like I would run through a wall for that guy. You know what I mean? He's not even the Bears coach.
No.
I want that guy to be like my personal coach, like personal life coach.
I think everybody. I mean, the players seem to love him. They had some struggles early. Early this year, they played well, and then they would lose games. And bad things were happening. Now they've won, I think, 3 of their last 4, 3 of their last 5, whatever they are. They have 4 wins right now. They got Jacksonville coming up this next week. So hopefully, and that's at Detroit. So hopefully good things can happen for them. Before we talk more about football and the Bears, this half-acre, the beer I'm drinking, I usually bring a glass, but I didn't bring one this time because I want to just drink it out of the can. So many of the craft beer experts say, you're not supposed to drink beer out of a can. But Mick Dempsey, who was with us from Miskatonic, said, don't worry about it. Drink beer from cans, whatever you want to do. Just drink the beer. And Miskatonic, by the way, early next year, they're opening up a nicer place, another place in downtown Naperville, right there, downtown Naperville on Washington. We drove past, saw the signs the other day, got really excited. Miskatonic moving up, adding up another place. That's great. They crack out some great beer. This is from Half Acre. It's called Bodum. It's a India Pale Ale, which means IPA, and it's really good. When I'm looking to buy something, if I go to a store, and I know right now all the people that own Orange and Brew with the open bottle and the beer cellar, they're saying, what do you go to a store to buy beer for? If I'm in a store buying a bunch of stuff and I need to get some beer sometimes, I'll just pick up a 4-pack or a 6-pack. Mike's got something. I pick up the Hackershore Weiss beer, which he doesn't really like, but we're running out of beer here in the fridge. So that's when he grabbed the drink. The Bodum is really good. It's an IPA. He's not an IPA guy. He likes lagers. And by the way, Friday, I was over. We'll talk some soccer in a minute. But Friday, I was over at Nick and Ivy watching the soccer game with the USA against England. And guys came in. They were drinking the Fat Mike.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They were loving the Fat Mike, and that's still on tap over there. The Huebner's on tap. You can grab those. I haven't talked to Paul yet, but I'm hoping he's going to be open tomorrow because that's where I plan on watching the England game against Iran. Yeah,
he's
at 1.
Yeah, he'll be open.
He usually opens at 3, but he'll be
for us. He'll be open.
I hope he will be because that'll be USA.
He'll definitely be open for us. It's a quick text message.
We'll talk about that in a second. It was nice to see during the Bears game yesterday, and I guess the only thing you could do is love on one of the guys that's stepping up and playing for the Bears, and that's Jack Sanborn.
15 tackles, Jack Sanborn.
Nice to see what he also did too.
Roquan Sanborn. Look at this guy go.
How nice was it to see? They broke it down, and he talked about how coaches will tell you, do not go inside. Do not follow that. They're trying to get you there. But he was able to go inside, make the move, get to the tackle, or get to the running back. And it's great watching this guy hustle and play. An undrafted free agent out of Wisconsin. Kid that played his ball. Lake Zurich, up in Lake Zurich. Great to see. He had a nice game, 14, 15 tackles. And then they had a guy named Derek. They handed the ball off to a guy named Evans. No idea who he was. Chris Evans? Captain America? What is this? So it's Darrington Evans. 9 carries, 34 yards. 1 catch, 34 yards. Little shorter guy working his way around people. It was fun to see since they don't have Khalil Herbert. They didn't use Ebner hardly at all yesterday. But it was nice to see Evans do some things. A couple other things I had written down I want to make sure. Oh, the one stat on the artificial turf, I saw one of the articles today. There's a 28% higher rate of non-contact injuries on artificial turf than there is grass. So a quarter of the time more, a little bit more than a quarter of the time, those injuries happen more on artificial turf than grass. There have been a lot of people for years wanting artificial turf at Soldier Field. The Packers have this weird thing. It's artificial turf and grass. It's like artificial turf, but spread out a little bit. So they have that and grass. And that seems to be a great surface.
Right.
That would be great for the Bears to get when they move up to Arlington.
Yeah, talk about the Packers being completely ingenuitive there with that.
And that's
right in the forefront in that. That's different.
Yeah. And they've had that for a long time.
And think about it. If you really boil it down, when was the last time you seen a Packers guy go down with an ACL? Or an MCL.
Well, I'm sure Packer fans right now are yelling and swearing.
I'm sure.
They don't jump out at us.
They don't. I mean, none of their big guys like Devontae Adams or or Aaron Jones or Aaron Rodgers.
Lazard's been hurt a lot this year, and I think his might have been knee and ankle injuries.
I think Lazard's just a Sally.
Well, he's my guy on one of my fantasy teams, so I keep an eye on him a little bit.
I think he's kind of a panty waist.
Well, he could be. He could be a little bit. The Claypool thing, we brought up a little bit at the beginning. He had 5 targets, which is better than they had been in the past. Plus, it was pass interference in the end zone.
Yes.
There's no doubt it was pass interference.
Again.
He should have got that call. Then the catch he made down the right side.
That was pass interference.
And they called the pass interference. But he also had the catch. So they called the pass interference, but they said declined because he made the catch. That was awesome. He played well. I think going forward, the Justin Fields, Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney, that's going to be a nice little way. But you still need a number one guy.
You still need some oomph.
You still need a Jamar Chase. You still need a guy that's going to go out and do it.
Right.
I was going to say you need a Justin Jefferson. Every team needs a Justin Jefferson except one in the NFL, the team that's got him. Yeah, everybody needs him. He's just an amazing, amazing receiver. You got Diggs, who's playing very well. And every time you bet Diggs to score,
he doesn't.
Davis does or McKenzie does.
Right.
Always.
Or
every
Dawson
single
Knox.
time. Yeah. So they got so many weapons. I'm still, the season will get great. I love when the playoffs get closer. NFL playoffs are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Cannot wait for them.
Are we doing it this year?
Do what?
Are we doing the wild card weekend at your place?
We'll see.
What do you mean we'll see? We got to boil this shit down. Are we doing this or no?
We'll see.
Don't
Wild
worry.
card Saturday.
Don't worry about these guys. We're worried about us right now.
Wild card Saturday. I can set up a TV in the basement, have the fridge in the basement, couch in the basement.
Yeah.
We could probably do part of it.
What do you mean part of it?
We have some people.
We gotta
get my brothers want to come by. My brothers.
Uncle Joe. We got to get Uncle Joe's ass out.
Maybe.
I got to make the meatballs. I'll make the
shit.
shit on the shingle.
I don't have enough outlets in the basement for all.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We can walk upstairs. Our legs aren't broke.
Stuff spills, falls.
Thank God you don't got carpet no more.
Just on the stairs going down.
Yeah, well, it's fine.
I brought the turkey. The turkey was defrosting in the basement refrigerator, so I'm bringing it up in the pan.
Yeah,
drips of water all over the place.
Well, that's
water mixed with blood.
Oh,
from the turkey. As the turkey was defrosted.
Now it looks like a goddamn crime scene.
I picked it. Yeah. All of a sudden, it looks like Criminal Minds is in my house. Okay. Joe Montana, by the way, a Morton East grad, just like me. Joe Montana.
We got to do that again at your house, though. You guys missed that a few years back. He had a what? That was last year or 2 years ago.
It was
last year.
It had to be last year.
It had to be last year.
Yeah.
He throws this big old party. We're hanging out. We're sitting there laughing. We're watching. In the middle of the games, we're watching Bob Saget specials and.
Right after he died.
Yeah, right after he passed away.
Yeah.
We're hanging out. We're eating like kings. That was one of the funnest wild card. What was it? The championship weekend. Or was it wild card?
No, wild card.
Wild card weekend. It was one of the best wild card weekends I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
We sat there. We watched every single game. You had 2 TVs going. That was great. We got to do that again.
I could probably do that. We
got to do that again.
We'll figure it out.
Don't fuck that up.
Linda likes having people over, so we'll see.
We'll see
if we can work that out. So the wild card Saturday is always the day I like doing. Not Sunday. Wild card Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Is always a better day to do it. Sometimes the games aren't that great. That's why you have a second TV so you can watch something else.
Right.
As it's going on.
Speaking of, go ahead. Are you still, what do you
One other thing I want to talk about I'm tired of broadcasters because broadcasters in the NFL are all network. Everything is all network games.
Yeah.
CBS, Fox, ABC, or whatever.
CBS games are terrible.
Well, yeah, they usually are. Oof. But I'm tired of everyone saying the Bears defense is struggling because they've lost the leadership of Quinn and Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith, such a leader that he didn't want to sign a deal early in the year.
Right.
Okay. Robert Quinn, 18 and a half sacks last year. That's great. But what did he lead early in this thing? So, maybe a leader for the younger guys, but I think Brisker and Kyler Gordon, these guys have been top of their team everywhere they've been.
Yep.
They're happy to go and take a leadership role. So stop the crap with this leadership. Yep. All I hear is, the Bears didn't only lose their what they do on the field, but they also lost the leadership. Screw the leadership. Have you heard anything from Roquan Smith? He's out now.
Have you heard anything from Robert Quinn?
No, not at all. Not at all. So, the Bears and Ryan Poles made a great move by getting rid of those two guys when they can in order to build this team and get more picks and do things like that. So that's all I wanted to make sure we got Sanborn, Darrington Evans, so people know who he is when he runs the ball against the Packers this coming week. And that's it for that. I got more stuff to other sports, but we'll get to that.
Well, I want to talk some more of the football. Now we're getting to the heat and like the towards like the heat of playoff picture type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got some big teams in the lead here. We got Minnesota in the north. We got San Francisco in the west. We got Tampa Bay in the south, which is surprising to me.
Well, Atlanta's right there.
And Atlanta's right
behind.
there, too.
Yeah.
We got Philadelphia kicking ass. We got Kansas City, Baltimore, and Miami, and Buffalo. All these teams right now are absolutely rolling. What I want to talk about right now is the NFC. And a lot of people are going to sit there and laugh at me. And now this is let me pull it up here. Where's that? Here it is. Let me see. I want to talk about your team here, Freddie.
Oh, yeah, my team.
This team right here.
The San Francisco 49ers.
That is a dangerous, dangerous team right now.
That's when you were at my house for the wild card.
Yes, that is exactly.
Uh-huh.
This is a dangerous team. And I'm going to tell you why. The addition of the running back, McCaffrey,
yep.
and Brandon Ayuk, he's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Same thing with Deebo Samuel. He's been out the last few weeks.
Kittle.
Yep. There is nobody that wants to play that team right now in the NFC.
No, because San Francisco's defense is playing well, too.
Yes, and I'm telling you right now,
well.
that's a team that can really fuck up the NFC.
Now, I know they shut out New Orleans. That's not much. They didn't score a lot. The Niners only scored 13 points yesterday, but they have the opportunity to score a lot of points. You look there in the NFC, you got Minnesota, Philadelphia. Like I said, Philadelphia's been playing great. Dallas will probably get into the postseason. Tampa, probably only the winner of the South gets in. There will be no wild card team from there. And let's see. So you get 2 wild card teams, right?
Yep.
So you have Philadelphia, say Tampa, Minnesota, San Francisco,
and the Cowboys.
And then you get the Cowboys. Hell, you may have the Cowboys and the Giants.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be really tight, but I'm telling you, none of those teams right now, if it was week 1 of the playoffs, there's not one team that wants to line up against that San Francisco 49er team because they're a dangerous team.
No, they played well yesterday. They were the one game that wasn't on locally, but a 13-0 win over the Saints. I guess that was probably a good move.
And
not having that.
The one thing I wanted to say too. Now it's these are all 1 game back, correct?
Yeah,
these are all 1 game back.
No, these are all updated from today. Yeah.
Watch this one right here. Watch that team right there. Cleveland. Yep. Deshaun Watson coming back this week against Houston. Cake scheduled the rest of the way. I can definitely see that team making a slight push and maybe winning a wild card spot.
It's tough though. Baltimore and Cincinnati.
I know.
So Baltimore's got Denver this week. Cincinnati hosts Kansas City. That's not going to be
not an easy win.
No, that's a late afternoon start, 3:25 start on Sunday.
And the Browns play Houston.
Oh my God! New Orleans, Tampa Bay next Monday. That's one that you want to miss. That'll probably be a close game because those games in that
games are always close.
They're always
New Orleans
close.
beat them again this year, once, didn't they?
They're always close, those games. So
Man.
We'll see how that goes. I got some baseball stuff. I don't have a lot of beer stuff. You want to talk? Let's talk baseball now.
I'm okay with that.
Then take another break.
Well, let's take a break before we talk baseball.
Okay. And then because the beer is really quick. So we'll do that. We come back. We'll take a break. We got our great sponsors out there. Like I said, we're going to go to Nick and Ivy tomorrow. Paul better reopen.
You better be open, Paul.
Knocking on the door.
You better be open, Paul.
Make sure you're open because we'll be there to watch the USA take on Iran. That was nice. There was a reporter from Iran who earlier today basically told Tyler Adams, you guys keep saying the name of our country right. You should get it right if you're playing them. He goes, it's Iran, not Iran. Okay, fine.
Starts with an I.
Yeah, make sure you let women do stuff in your country, okay?
Yeah.
So we'll take a break. Friend Mike, Huebs Views and Brews, as we continue to suck down our brews here on Huebs Views and Brews on 1252. Megaplex Sports Complex is a 78,000 square foot center filled with hardwood and turf. They have baseball rentals with batting cages, softball, soccer, lacrosse, gymnastics, cheerleading, cornhole, basketball, volleyball, and pickleball. It also features a bar and grill with the best pizza and beef sandwiches around. They cater to events such as birthdays, graduations, corporate parties, as well as memorabilia shows. Check them out at Megaplex Sports Complex, 15301 South Bell Road in Homer Glen, 708-966-4210.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skills, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
Hi, this is Kathy O'Connell at Coach's Corner, located at 8118 West 143rd Street in Orland Park. Our phone number is 708-364-1026. We are Orland Park's #1 sports bar. Come in for our wonderful beer menu and seltzers with a fully stocked bar. Watch a game, drink a beer, and try something off our amazing menu. We have everything to choose from: nachos, potato skins, and our house-made bar chips to start off with. Then try our tacos, burgers, and one of our delicious sandwiches. And don't leave without trying our famous jumbo wings. They do not disappoint. Coach's Corner. It will sure to become your local bar. Again, we are located at 8118 West 143rd Street in Orland Park. Come see us today.
Welcome back in Huebs Views and Brews, a Monday evening as we are talking. We talked about the Bears. There wasn't much to talk about. Injuries. Trevor Siemian played okay. What we want or don't want Justin Fields to play. They've got the Packers coming up this week, and the Packers, short rest because they played Sunday night. Who cares? It's at Soldier Field. Strange thing, 4 of the last 5 games at Soldier Field. Now, if the Bears were playing well this year and going for a playoff run, that'd be awesome.
A huge advantage, yeah.
That'd be great. Absolutely great. Obviously, we know they're not, so we can go on. The White Sox made a signing yesterday.
Baseball.
Mike Clevenger, the pitcher who pitched for the Padres, pitched for the Indians, he signs with a deal with the White Sox about $8 million.
How many years?
1 year.
1 year, $8 million?
I would rather have Johnny Cueto. Most people say he's going to take the spot that Johnny Cueto had last year.
I would imagine.
The odds are he will not be as good as Johnny Cueto was last year.
I could see that.
He had a second Tommy John after the 2020 season. Last year, a 4.33 ERA, 114 innings. That was good. In 2020, if you remember, he, along with Zach Plesac, were in town with the Indians playing the White Sox during COVID, and they both skipped out of the hotel.
In trouble. They got in trouble.
Yeah.
Right. During COVID, right? Yeah.
Right. He's got the long hair, but he does have a fastball that went from 95 miles an hour to 93.5 this past year. Hopefully that comes back. I would rather have had Cueto. I don't know that we had to pay Cueto more than $8 million, but I thought Cueto would have been a better chance, a better opportunity than Mike Clevenger.
Yeah,
Clevenger's younger, obviously. Everyone's younger than Johnny Cueto.
I saw this news yesterday when they went out and got him.
Yeah.
And I hit up a few of my buddies, like my Sox buddies, like, hey, what do you think? What do you think? I'm like, I don't know. Feeling like running it back with Cueto, maybe a step back, and I sat there and thought to myself, I'm like, okay, Mike Clevenger, he got in trouble with Plesac here.
Yeah.
Then they shopped his ass.
Right.
Then he got hurt.
Right.
And he kind of lost a rotational spot down there in San Diego.
Right. Took him a while to get back. But still, 114 innings isn't awful.
No, but it's not starter worthy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's spot starter worthy. I mean,
sure.
Really, that's.
Well, they don't let anybody go 200
15
anymore.
starts. That's 15
right.
starts.
They don't let anybody go 200 anymore.
No, they don't.
So,
they don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, I liked what
unless you're pitcher of the Cubs.
Ooh. Hendricks?
Yeah. Unless you're Hendricks, you can go that.
And you get bopped around for 200 innings.
Yeah, he got hurt this year, so he didn't go that.
But it's a weird signing for me. I mean, I don't understand exactly what they're going after. If he can stay healthy, I mean, it's okay. It's a decent signing.
Yeah.
Throws 94, 95. He's a power righty arm. Pairs up nice with Lance Lynn. Pairs up nice with Giolito. Pairs up nice with Cease. But it's like, if he can stay healthy.
Now, everybody talks about the White Sox 5 pitchers, including Clevenger, all right-handed.
Yes. They don't have a lefty.
I don't have a problem with that. Good pitching is good pitching. If you're a good pitcher, you're a good pitcher. Your team doesn't need to get a lefty starter. I think lefty bats are more important than lefty starters. But what are your thoughts?
I would like at least one lefty in that rotation because 90% of the league is right-handed.
Right.
So I mean, if me, I'm a Cub fan.
But 90% of the league being right-handed, the right-handed starters, right-handed pitchers should be better against right-handers.
Right, but you need specialty pitchers.
Yeah.
I mean, you see across
the
board.
You got lefties out of the bullpen. You're going to have Crochet's going to be back.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you would think after his injury. You'll have some lefties
Kopech still.
Yeah, well,
righty.
Yeah. Well, Kopech's a righty, but he's one of the guys they hope to be in the rotation. You got Ronaldo Lopez, who wants to work to become a closer, who you may have a guy who be your 7th or 8th inning guy. I think their pitching staff, with the addition of Clevenger, I think their pitching staff will be okay. But I have no idea what they're going to do.
They got to stay healthy. That's the main thing for the White Sox team going forward.
Well, and I was watching Hot Stove earlier today, Matt Vasgersian and Billy Ripken, and they were talking, and they all said if they would have stayed healthy, they would have won the Central. Well, of course, we all knew that.
I don't think so.
They would have won the Central easily.
I don't think so.
If they would have stayed healthy.
I don't think so.
Because their numbers would have been there. They wouldn't have had to wait so long and all that kind of stuff. But there's no guarantee they'll be healthy next year. There's no guarantee. Health is the one thing you have going into a season. You have no idea. There's no way for you to prevent injuries. And
yeah, there is. Get a better fucking guy that's out there.
They still pop up. They still pop up.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, come on, dude. How many leg injuries did that White Sox team have last year? Just specifically leg injuries.
Hammies, I know.
Hamstrings and calf muscles and ankles and whatever. The entire team was almost decimated by that last year.
I know.
I mean, that White Sox, I would fire that entire training staff.
They had just fired their training staff.
Do it again. Do it again. Because whatever they hired is dog shit. I mean, literally. I mean, you've seen Moncada with a hammy all year. You've seen Eloy Jimenez hurt his hammy not once, not twice.
Yeah.
All right. And then you had Luis Robert, hamstring.
Yep.
And then also developed vertigo symptoms.
Yeah.
I mean, what is going on with this team? And the only reason I'm impartial to is because I have to talk it.
Right.
All right. Yeah. And for me to talk, it drives me nuts because this White Sox team should be a lot better than what the hell they are.
Yeah, they should.
They really should be. With the bullpen that they have, with the starting rotation that they have. But now as it sits right here, now we're before the winter meetings here, a month away?
Not even.
No.
Maybe a
little over a month away.
Yeah.
And it's still, to me, sitting here, they have a lot of work to do.
Reportedly, they've had talks with Max Kepler. Max Kepler, the right-handed or the left-handed hitting outfielder for the Twins, who actually kills the White Sox usually. He kills Giolito. He's done that for a long time. Not a bad player, consistent player, but stealing him from the Twins wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't know if he's the guy I want in right field every single day, but he is a left-handed bat. I think that's what they're looking for. I know.
They should have went after Schwarber when they had the chance.
They should have, but they wouldn't put him in the outfield probably. They would have had him as DH. And now you could do that.
Why? When you have fucking 9 of them on your team anyway.
Yeah, but you're not going to have Jose Abreu. He's probably going to end up going to San Diego. Okay, so you're going to have Gavin Sheets, who's a left-handed power hitter, and you're going to have Andrew Vaughn. They're going to split time at first and probably split time at DH. The most aggravating thing is they're still going to have Yasmani Grandal behind the plate, and Grandal sucks. Yasmani Grandal cannot catch the ball.
You got to fix that. That's a big glaring hole. Like you and I have talked about over the
all
last
year long.
Months.
All year long.
You look at all the previous playoff teams that have made the playoffs over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. They're all strong up the middle.
Well, and they're all good
defensively.
Right, good.
They're good defensively.
Good defense. It doesn't matter what Martin Maldonado does.
Right. Martin Maldonado's $121 batting average doesn't mean a flying frog's fat green ass.
No.
When it comes to the point when he's managing a 5-man rotation down there in Houston, as it showed this last year.
Yep.
All right. And guys like that, I mean, they're few and far between. Jason Varitek, Jorge Posada, Jason Kendall, guys like that. They were few and far between.
They stick around for a long time because they're a defensive guy that can get
Paul Bacco, Henry Blanco.
Right. They can
AJ Pierzynski.
They can catch the pitching staff. They can call pitches. They're really good. Yasmani Grandal, pitchers of the White Sox don't want to throw to him. And I don't know when the White Sox brass is going to realize that. They've told him. Tony La Russa knew it. He didn't like him.
Right.
Hopefully, but then you see Grifol, and he's congratulating Yasmani Grandal for doing charitable things. That's really
honestly,
nice.
who's the guy that was the backup this year? Zamaya?
I can't remember who the backup
was. Zamaya, right? Zamaya, Omar Zamaya, whatever the fuck his name was. He was the better defensive catcher.
No, it wasn't Zavala.
Whatever. Yeah, Zamaya, Zavala.
Semi Zavala was
close.
the backup catcher.
Close.
Yeah,
he was the better defensive catcher.
Definitely. They love throwing to him.
And I'm going to say this one more time. I remember the guys here at Redline Radio here in Chicago.
Yeah,
they were going ham and insane when the White Sox got Yasmani Grandal, and I called into him on the radio. I was like, "What are you guys so excited about?"
Yeah,
his defense is terrible, and where are you going to bat this guy?
Right.
And they're like, "Well, we're going to bat him leadoff for number 2." I was like, "What?"
Because he gets on base.
Because he gets on base. Yeah, that's great. But once he hits first base, he clogs the fucking bases. What are you going to do with this guy?
He's the slowest guy in MLB The Show.
Yeah.
MLB The Show, he's like the slowest runner.
-3.
He's at first base. There's a double in the gap, and he gets thrown out at home. All the time.
He's thrown out third.
Brutal. Yeah, brutal. Absolutely brutal. Just a terrible, terrible guy. I'm sorry. He may be a nice guy, but from what I've heard, his teammates don't like him. None of his teammates do. He's got an arrogant attitude. And again, I'm just saying this from what I've heard. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think so.
We need to get Chuck on soon.
Chuck
Garfine.
Yeah. It'd be nice to have him on. Right after the winter meetings, it'd be great to have him on. Talk about the White Sox. The problem is, when you do a White Sox show, you can only say so much.
Right.
He's critical, but he's not.
Well, we can say what we want.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to.
He can say he's only got so much.
The White Sox Talk podcast is one of the best ways to stay up on the White Sox stuff. Between that and the Sox Machine, they do a great job. Okay, soccer, quickly.
Yes.
Games went on today. There's more games the next couple of days. What they do is, for those who aren't sure, each of the groups, when you play your third game, everybody in the group plays at the same time. So there's 2 games in each group. They're played at the exact same time. So USA and Iran play at 1:00 on Tuesday. And at the very, very same time, Wales will be playing England. Now, the USA need a win. That's it. They need a win because Iran has a win. They need a win to advance. They don't get the win, they don't advance. And it would be another huge disappointment after not making the World Cup 4 years ago. Okay, that they played their balls off against England. Yeah, they played a great game against England.
I can't believe that.
I know they played a tremendous game against England. They played a really good game, but they got to step up. They got to score some goals. You got to get more opportunities. Got to score some goals. Got to put the ball in the net. And I cannot wait for that game. There'll be a lot of disappointment, obviously, if they don't advance. But if they win and advance, then it's a knockout. You have to win to move on, which is great. That's when the games become great in the World Cup. Believe me, when the games like today, in Switzerland, okay, Brazil and Switzerland, a smaller country, the huge soccer power, that's one thing. But when you get into the knockout stage, the 16 teams remaining, that's awesome soccer. Now, I'm waiting for Germany because Germany played Spain yesterday, and they played away 1-1 draw after falling behind 1-0. They needed a win. They didn't get it. If they beat Costa Rica by 2 or more goals, they'll advance. It sucks, but there's a chance they can do that. So we'll see how my Germany team does. They play on Thursday, their games. But I love the World Cup. It's
been awesome so far.
I don't like that they play at 4 a.m.
No.
But thank God none of those games. And if you want to follow any of them, go to YouTube. You can find us on YouTube. But you can also find, they do a 5-minute recap of every game. Highlights of this game, highlights of this game. They'll show you every possible goal, every offside, all this stuff. YouTube does a great job, and they do the same thing with the NFL. If you go there, they do a 20, 25-minute recap of each game. It's almost every important snap in the entire game. It's a great way to keep up with games if you may have missed them.
Right.
Okay, I did that earlier today. Certain games you may have missed some highlights. You don't want to see just highlights because if you watch some of the highlight shows or Berman's quickest 3 minutes or whatever,
Right.
you only see one play.
Right.
You don't see all the other stuff. YouTube breaks it down. They do a 20, 25-minute thing, and they show all the important plays. Great way to keep up with the NFL and basically cost you nothing watching it on YouTube. One other soccer note, Lionel Messi from Argentina. They lost their first game. They won their second. He's nearing a deal to come to play in Major League Soccer.
I heard he got a big offer from Saudi Arabia.
He probably did.
I heard it was like 3-year, $235 million.
Oh yeah,
deal.
he'll get all kinds of deals. But David Beckham is one of the owners of Inter Miami, obviously in Miami in Major League Soccer. And right now, Lionel Messi plays for Paris Saint-Germain in the Ligue 1, they call it. That's en de trois. So it's Ligue 1 in France. Okay, and when that season ends, which will be the end of May, reports are he's going to then come to Inter Miami at the richest contract for Major League Soccer. And that would be awesome for Major League Soccer. That's great. He's not done. He's obviously not done. He's older, but he's not finished. And he's still one of the stars that everyone's watching. So that'll be another interesting thing that could possibly happen.
No, I'm still new. This is the guy that got kicked out from the Argentina game, right? And dropped from Man U?
No. That's Cristiano Ronaldo.
I'm sorry. Ronaldo was the guy that was offered the contract from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay. He may go there.
And it was like 3-year, like $245 million.
He's tremendous. And the one thing I've watched some of the games with Linda, my girlfriend,
$70 million.
and every time the guys lift their shirt up, that's disgusting. For women, probably not disgusting. For guys, 24-year-old, yeah. For guys, 24-year-old, 24, 26-year-old guys with ripped washboard abs, it's disgusting.
Hey, man.
Don't put your shirt up.
Chicks take a six-pack, but they come for the keg.
That's right. And they'll get kegs.
They come for the keg.
I got keg. I had a pony keg. Now I got a bigger keg. So, yeah, it's brutal. One beer thing, and I just want to give some kudos to a guy right here in in Lockport. The Open Bottle in Lockport, right over here on 159th. They do a great job. Patrick Bish, he was on our show last year, I want to say, right here on Huebs Views and Brews. I stopped over there the other day, had a couple of the Bourbon County Stouts that were released on Black Friday. I stopped there on Saturday. A great time, great place for the people out here to get some of their beers. They got a lot of other stuff, so go to theopenbottlelockport.com, I think it is, and you can get some deals on some of the Bourbon County Stouts that you may have missed over the last several years. I'm still in the process of moving my stuff from my Downers Grove house to my Lockport house. So I put a couple more in my house the other day. I didn't want to bring one today because Mike's not a big stout guy, especially when they're 14%. So I just brought this Bonum from Half Acre. Anything else before we get out of here? I know you got a show on Wednesday.
I do got a show on Wednesday. We got the hockey show tomorrow night again, hopefully.
Yep.
Hopefully now we got everything fixed up to where everything won't shit on us tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be great. And then nothing other than that, we got Harry Sunday, and then don't forget about us on Sunday live at the Whistle.
Yeah.
Sports Bar and Grill out in Tinley Park, 159. We're going to be hanging out, like I said, with the pregame, halftime show, and postgame for the Bears-Packers. Hopefully bring back a Bears W against the hated Cheeseheads. Yeah,
servers are awesome. They do a great job. They had a nice crowd out there for the last game we went to a couple weeks ago. Cannot wait to get out there against Green Bay, see if the Bears can knock off the Packers. Always good games. We'll see what the Bears can do. Their secondary is banged up, and that's about the only thing they can do. The Packers, they've been able to move the ball, throwing it this year. We'll see how things go. But you got a couple of teams that combined have a total of 7 wins, okay? And you're in week 13 of the NFL season. So it's a couple of teams that are really struggling this year, but maybe the Bears can actually win a home game for the next 5 at Soldier Field. So we'll see how those things go. Don't forget the hockey show tomorrow, Mike on Wednesday, Huebs Views Brews Monday nights right here. Thanks for watching. Fat Mike, Fred Huebner, Huebs Views and Brews on 1252. Have a great night.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening to 1252 Sports Chicago.